If you are interested in the next generation of smart glasses, AR or VR headsets, but don't want to potentially waste thousands, and I mean thousands, on the wrong one, then this video will help you decide which one is right for you. From budgets right through to the premium priced options, starting off with, of course, the just released Apple Vision Pro. And for the low price of just $3,500, the Apple Vision Pro could be yours. Now, by far the most technically advanced headset, of course, that we've seen before, with incredible features and specs that beat pretty much every other VR headset on the market. But with it being so new, there are just some significant limitations to be aware of. Now, in terms of native app support, there are just a handful, and I mean a handful, like a few hundred apps that will work on day one. Outside of these apps, and as one of the benefits of developers of being in the Apple ecosystem, is that you'll also be able to use iPhone and iPad apps across the Apple Vision Pro. Now, they won't be built to work specifically on Apple Vision, but they will technically work, which might be enough to begin with. Now, most software developers seem to be taking a wait and see approach with the Vision Pro to see if it's actually a viable product for them to develop for. After all, there's no point in spending hours and hours and weeks and even months developing an app if only a few 100,000 people are going to be able to afford one to use their app. But to be fair, the iPhone App Store did only launch with 500 apps initially, so it's not much different from that. And who knows, perhaps this could be the start of another revolutionary product by Apple. Now, it's definitely and undoubtedly the best technology we've seen in a headset for many years before. And I hope that this is like the iPhone moment of VR, when Apple's push once more into the unknown results in all the other competitors to really up their game. But traditionally, that doesn't normally involve anybody lowering their price. The opposite, in fact. Like, remember when phones used to cost £100 and then along comes Apple
at $999, just $100 more at $1099.
But in terms of recommendations, right now and due to the price point, I can only recommend the Vision Pro to those who have cash burning a hole in their pockets and just want to explore the very latest in cutting edge technology. Because at $2,000 cheaper, you can buy a Meta Quest Pro, or at $3,000 cheaper, a Meta Quest 3, both of which can currently do pretty much all of what Apple Vision Pro can do, with the added benefit that they're also great for playing games on, which is something Apple has never been known for, like, ever. But whilst I mentioned the Meta Quest Pro, which costs almost $1,000, honestly, I'm not sure why they sell this anymore when they sell the Quest 3. Now, as someone who has owned the Quest 1, Quest 2, Quest Pro, and now the Quest 3, I would say that it's not worth the extra money to go for the Pro over the 3. Now, the Quest Pro does give you some extra features above and beyond the Quest 3, such as face tracking, so when you're in the metaverse, your avatar will replicate what your eyes and your mouth are all doing. The base storage also doubles to 256 gig on the Pro instead of 128 gig on the Quest 3. But really, aside from those couple of minor additions, the Quest 3 wins in every sense. Better, faster hardware, faster processor, high resolution per eye, 120Hz refresh rate, better quality and full color pass-through mode. And honestly, I just can't recommend the Quest Pro. As far as I'm concerned, it's been discontinued by Meta, but they are still selling it, probably just to shift the products that they've last produced. I don't know anybody buying a Quest Pro over the Quest 3 right now, so just don't do it. Because next up, we have the Meta Quest 3 at $499. And for the price you pay, these are pretty damn good, and they do by far the most. You can use them to play a huge and just ever-expanding range of VR and AR games, or you can hook them up to your computer and use them in place of buying a large monitor. You can watch content, and with the latest update, even hook them up to Xbox Cloud Gaming and experience like your favorite games on this ridiculous 150-inch virtual screen. Woo! Ha ha! You can change how big the screen is. Oh, that's so cool. They are great for people with limited space, but also great in just so many other ways. Now, if you want to game, these are the ones to get. You can access a huge range of games in the native App Store, which are then installed on the headset itself. And you can also access a huge range of PC games via Steam VR to play favorites such as Half-Life Alyx, an absolutely stunning game that I've played through multiple times now. Now, if you want to keep fit, there's a huge library of fitness titles that can keep your heart rate elevated and give you a pretty decent workout with virtual boxing and high intensity workout type workouts. In the knee. Oh. But if you want to work, then hooking these up to either a laptop or a desktop provides genuinely useful and usable working experience. You can use the built-in Meta working environments to either work by yourself or even host meetings where you can present at a literal blackboard on the wall whilst discussing with other Quest users with full spatial audio so you know where people are sitting. Or you can sit in what I call a virtual Starbucks to be semi-social while still working and chatting around with others around you. I see this as perfect for people who work at maybe home on their own. It's a great way to be social and interact with people when you might otherwise just be at home working alone. And of course, being made by Meta, one of the world's biggest brands, there are also a huge range of accessories you can buy for the Quest 3. You've got charging cases, grips, head straps, batteries, and just so much more. Now, the Meta Quest 3 is the one I've used the most so far, and if you or who you're buying one for is fairly active, then this will be the perfect one to buy for them. But it's kind of perfect for every scenario, from gaming to productivity, chilling out, watching content. The only thing I wish was that it was a little bit smaller, a little bit lighter, kind of more like a pair of glasses. Enter the XREAL XR Glasses at around $439, and there are also similar glasses from brands like XREAL 2. Now, XR here stands for mixed reality, and these glasses are what I took with me on a few long haul flights recently, so I didn't have to crick my neck whilst watching content I had loaded onto my phone, staring down at something. From movies to TV shows, YouTube videos, and wearing a pair of these actually made my entire journey way more comfortable. You simply hook them up via USB-C to whatever device you're using, and then that device's screen will be shown in the glasses, right in front of you as some sort of huge virtual screen. Super difficult to show you what this looks like, but essentially it means that you can sit in any position, even lay down, and enjoy an excellent view of whatever you're watching. And it even works with game consoles. They make a ton of adapters to connect devices via HDMI or even a Nintendo Switch. Now, they are no Quest and they're no Vision Pro, and they definitely serve a different purpose here, I would say. Now, these are purely to put a screen in front of your face, whereas the others I've covered so far have been to give you this whole virtual and augmented reality experience. Now, a couple of things I would say about these specifically. Now, first, if you want to have a truly immersive experience when watching a film, then wear a decent pair of noise cancelling headphones that also support spatial audio, so you can enjoy a movie with a full Dolby Atmos soundstage, which just is an incredible experience, particularly when you're just sat on an aeroplane. You can also tap the side button to increase or decrease how transparent the glasses are. So once you're settled in, you can kind of flick the switch to darken everything around you, just as if you're in the cinema, except of course for what you're watching on that screen. Now, second, as funny as this might look or potentially sound, these actually have some interesting use cases if you are walking around and trying to navigate somewhere. Now, if you hook up your phone and start navigation, then hit the side button a few times so the glasses are as clear as possible. And now you can actually walk around whilst having your navigation right in front of you on this virtual screen without having to constantly look at your phone for directions. Now, I did try these briefly whilst driving a car, and whilst it technically worked, it can quickly become distracting, and I'm not sure it would be entirely legal to do this, of course, so I wouldn't personally recommend them for that. But if you are someone who travels frequently and just wants a more comfortable way to enjoy your content, then these are great for that. Then at the budget end of the scale, if you could call them budget, at $299, we have the Meta Ray-Ban glasses. And again, whilst these don't offer augmented or virtual reality, they are arguably the most usable set of smart glasses that you can buy. You get built-in cameras to shoot photos, shoot videos, and at a pretty decent quality too. There are speakers built into the arms which allow you to listen to music and even take phone calls whilst still taking in the world around you. Although they certainly do make you look a little crazy when walking around just talking to yourself. But the smart in the smart glasses comes in the form of the Meta Smart Assistant, where you can just say, "Hey Meta," and ask it anything, including asking Meta what you see, and it will do its best to tell you what it sees right now. You get 4 hours of battery life per charge, with a further 32 hours in the case, and you can even live stream to Instagram and to Facebook. But if you are thinking of buying a pair of these, I would just take a second to consider which pair to buy, because whilst $299 gives you the basic pair of sunglasses, they're sunglasses, which, depending on where you live, and certainly not here in the UK, potentially more than halves the amount of time you can actually use and wear these. Also when you're indoors, or when it's not sunny, or when it's dark. So I would consider buying either a light tinted version, or their transition lenses, which go from sunglasses to totally transparent depending on the light, which means you can then use these glasses all times of the day, although they'll now be setting you back close to $400. Now, for the most part, each of these products really has its own place in the world, like depending on what your needs are. If you want to wear regular glasses with some smart features, if you want to be fully immersed in a virtual world for gaming, or if you want to use something to enhance your productivity. Now let me know in the comments down below which one you'll be getting. Subscribe for the full review of the Apple Vision Pro when it comes out, and I will see you in the next video. Cheers, bye-bye.